What's good, man? It's OG Drip, man. This channel where we talk about the spiritual truth and how to utilize energy on a day-to-day basis, man. And check this out, man. We were just talking about how, you know what I'm saying, being a follower, basically, you can't access this power, right? And this was basically just saying do not idolize things and do not idolize people, because this is the thing about it, right? We live in a world where a lot of people is set to the things that they see on this earth, not the things that's not here, which is the things above. So if you paid attention, it already talked about this in the Bible. What it's called, Colossians, however you say it, chapter 3. You know what I'm saying? Get up right up into you can read from chapter 3, verse 1 through like verse 8. And you know what I'm saying? And basically it's going to break down to you of how this world is basically not looking to find a heart with God, you know what I'm saying, have a heart above, but how people is letting their mind get trapped with the things that's on this earth, which is talking about desires, talking about, like, you know what I'm saying, like all these different type of physical forms that someone put before talking about heavenly knowledge, actually gaining knowledge with God. So this is also what I was saying about this power that they cannot access. So therefore they will always feel powerless. So they always have to come to someone and ask for advice. That's why I like to ask people, yo, how long your people been in church? You know what I'm saying? They be like, oh, they've been in about 60 years, 50, 40, 30 years, 20 years, 10 years, 5 years going to this church, where therefore they still do not know how to read the Bible themselves. So the person they're following is also leading them to the blind. And not only that, you see how I don't even like telling y'all I'm teaching y'all anything. No, I'm helping you remember who you are, because we done lived plenty of life, done been through plenty of situations. And sometimes when you get through a moment in life, you have like people like to say, what it's called, you know what I'm saying, when you experience something and now it seems like you just experienced again, deja vu, right? Where you have moments where it feels like it's deja vu, but you don't even know. It ain't even talking about sometimes from this life, especially like when you have these type of dreams and you start to open yourself up. Now the difference is, if you pay close attention, the reason why it says the idolize drop these earthly things is because these things here are ready to switch, change their mind, they lie, hide behind the truth, and things like that. So what it's saying, when you're able to be able to build this bond with God, you'll be able to see the truth. So no matter what they're saying, you can see what they're playing. Like, no matter what pictures they make, right? We was even looking at a movie popped up, right? Just like, say, Two-Face, for example. If y'all ever paid attention, Two-Face whole little chambers is divided with two, right? And when you look at the divide, this is what they meaning with balance. You know what I'm saying? When they be talking about like light and dark, but it gets deeper than just talking about light. See, this is talking about a way that people is basically could be controlled, right? And it's talking about ways, and this is the reason why the Masons like stick to it so bad, because not only is these colors is representing your balance, they feel like if they give you something that make you feel like you did something great, like, oh yeah, he did for those kids over there, so he ain't that person, he ain't no bad person. Oh, it's like doing 100 deeds. Y'all ever seen that movie, like where the dude did so much bad, now they bring him back to life, and now he got to do a whole bunch of good deeds to try to get into heaven? It's basically what they doing, right? It's like tricking their way to heaven, but they know that heaven is not a place like that. You get what I'm saying? And this is what people like to make it out of. So they know when it come down to breaking down that they'll lose a lot of people's minds. So that's the reason why it tells you in the Bible also to lose that type of mind that you have, the one that you have that's grasping towards these people and things. So like, even if you listen to me or whatever on my channel, bro, I'm not sitting here to tell you, yo, everything Drip do going to be correct in your eyes. No, we all live out different parts of life, but at the same time, if you have a mind of your own, it makes a difference when you take a step in this world, because then God can have your back. That's what it's basically breaking down inside this chapter. That's why I say you can just read those little bit of verses. But when it comes down to people always make it super, like, it is just what it is. It's like no other way of looking at it. And people still fail to realize, like, no, I wanna follow this person because of this and because of that and because of this. And then they start back idolizing the person, don't realize, like, yo, this same person could do wrong. So that's another reason why when you look behind the closed doors and stuff, you find out that the popes, these Christians, these popes, these that, you know, they so-called Christians, and you got these pastors and all these type of things. You look through they background and things, you start finding out some weird stuff. Like, some of them child molesters, some of them use it, and it's all about showing you how they could use the mind, how they could put a guilt on you and basically have you traumatized by these gods that they claim they serve, right? No matter which religion you in. So it all calls up behind following that. So when Christ, in so many ways, when it says follow Christ, that's the difference. Christ is not these earthly things. So if they got you following an earthly man from their naming it Christ, so therefore they already tricked you back into going along with the program. So therefore Christ's gonna have a best friend, as in it's a man. Like, no, as in spirit It doesn't work like that. Christ be able to share himself and be able to walk with you and be able to give you information through you. It already says Christ with you, but a lot of people don't turn their back on God. So they don't know that God is right there because they done gave their power to men. So now when it comes down to them being able to go to the spirit realm, they're not able to interpret it right. They try to get something from there and they go play it out on somebody and they don't know how to actually aim it because they didn't gain the mind on their own. They didn't gain that trust within themselves. So then they could trust their intuition and build that power with knowing that their men's, aka, is ready to take action and their images and the things of how it's being played out. And they could see what their thoughts is a lot clearer, so they ain't got to worry about no blemishes on it, on the way that they're looking at things. So when we clear our mind, that is the difference between it. So you still have to live with this world, y'all, because conscious people make it like you just gonna like you automatically perfect. Like, nah, man, you still gonna have work. But at the same time, now that you're gonna have this work, God's gonna be able to put you in a position where you're able to not, even if you don't need work for yourself, you're able to help others. You know what I'm saying? You start spreading light. You start helping people come to themselves, come with a clearer idea, a clearer conscience. And this is what builds us as like doing like light work. You feel what I'm saying? But if you following the wrong thing, it may feel like you're doing light work because you're telling these people, you need to go find out about God and stuff like that. Yes, that is true. What we saying coming from out the Bible. But the way that these people teach about God and the way that they make you follow behind it is because you looking at what they have. You looking at their position or what they have or what they have accomplished, and you're using that to say, yo, this is why they at that place today. So it's a lot of people where they'll try to switch up the this is what you deserve thing, and they'll try to make it seem like you're deserving bullshit. But you got to realize how this world works, bro. If you with the programming of these things that you idolize, if y'all notice, it's like how the YouTubers is. They could have a friend or whatever, even the rappers, right? Before these people become big rappers, right? They be looking at these rappers like, yo, I want to be like Young Jeezy. Yo, I want to be like Gotti. Yo, I want to be like Youngster. Whatever, right? And then when they get in these positions with these same people, they don't respect these people no more, right? So you start kind of seeing like even they done being led to a straight, and then now they be looking lost. So this goes to all my rappers and stuff out there, anybody that want to be a part of the entertainment